I am 92 years old, and if life has taught me one painful truth, it is this. A man is not broken by strangers, he is broken by his own people. The deepest wounds of my life were not given by enemies, they were given by those I trusted the most. The hands I thought would support me pushed me down. The people I shared my secrets with spread them to the world. The friends I called brothers disappeared during my hardest days, and some relatives smiled to my face while secretly praying for my downfall. That is when I realized something terrifying. It is easy to protect yourself from an enemy because you can see him standing in front of you. But the real danger comes from the people who sit beside you pretending to care. At this age, when I look back at my life, I don't regret losing money. I regret trusting the wrong people, because one wrong person can destroy years of peace, loyalty, and hard work. And today, before my time in this world ends, I want to warn you about the people who smile sweetly, but carry poison in their hearts. The first type is the person who speaks too sweetly. In my life, I have noticed something again and again. The most dangerous person is not the one who hates you openly. It is the one who praises you too much, the one who agrees with everything you say, the one who constantly tells you how special you are, the one who acts as if nobody in the world understands you better than them. Be careful of such people, because fake people never show their real face in the beginning. First, they study your weaknesses, then they earn your trust with kindness, compliments, and emotional support. And once they know you completely, they use your trust against you. I once knew a man who surrounded himself with people who only praised him. Every decision he made was called brilliant. Every mistake was ignored. Slowly, he stopped listening to honest advice. His ego grew bigger than his wisdom, and within a few years, his successful business collapsed. The painful truth is this: real friends do not flatter you all the time. Real friends tell you the truth, even when the truth hurts. Remember this carefully. Sweet words can hide dangerous intentions, because betrayal rarely arrives with anger. Most of the time, it arrives with a smile. There is another kind of person you must never trust completely: the person whose loyalty depends on money. Such people stay with you only while they are benefiting from you. The moment they find a better opportunity, they leave without guilt. Years ago, I knew a cloth merchant in Delhi. He trusted his accountant like family. The accountant knew everything: business secrets, supplier rates, customer details, everything. One day, a competitor offered him money in exchange for information. At first he refused, but greed slowly destroyed his loyalty. He started leaking private business details, little by little. Soon, competitors copied every strategy. Customers disappeared. Losses increased. The merchant kept searching for enemies outside, never realizing the real traitor was sitting inside his own office. By the time the truth came out, the damage was already done. That day I learned, a person who stands beside you only for profit will eventually sell you for profit too. The same is true for relatives who secretly envy your success. Not every blood relation wants to see you happy. Some people smile at your achievements while silently burning with jealousy inside. I saw two cousins build a business together. In the beginning, they worked like brothers, but as one became more successful, the other slowly changed. The jealousy started quietly: small insults, hidden rumors, negative comments behind the back. Eventually, the relationship broke completely, and the saddest part, the enemy was never outside the family. It was already sitting at the dinner table. Always remember, a person who cannot celebrate your success honestly can never truly love you. Some people clap for you in public while secretly waiting for you to fail. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trusting those who constantly say, "Trust me." Truly honest people do not beg for trust. Their actions speak for them. But manipulative people use words like weapons. They repeat, "I would never betray you. You are like family to me. You can trust me blindly." And slowly, they build emotional control over you. I once knew a shop owner who trusted a relative completely because of his sweet promises. The relative kept saying, "Brother, leave everything to me." So the owner handed over the accounts, the money, and the responsibility. Months later, he discovered that money had been stolen quietly for a long time. The relative disappeared overnight, and the man was left with nothing except regret. That day I learned, Trust should be earned slowly, not given quickly because of emotional words. But the most dangerous people of all are the silent observers. They speak very little. They reveal nothing about themselves. They simply watch, listen, and collect information. I once worked with a man like that. Everyone thought he was wise because he stayed quiet. He never argued, never complained, never showed emotion. But behind that silence, he was studying everyone, their weaknesses, secrets, frustrations, and fears. Then one day, he leaked confidential company information to competitors. The company suffered massive losses, and people finally realized the quietest person in the room had been the most dangerous all along. Never assume silence means goodness. Some people stay quiet, not because they are peaceful, but because silence helps them hide their true intentions. Life has taught me one final lesson. Not everyone close to you is loyal. Not everyone who smiles at you is happy for you. And not everyone who speaks kindly deserves your trust. Choose people carefully, because sometimes the deepest scars are not given by enemies. They are given by the people you called your own. In my 92 years of life, I have learned another painful truth, something that most people only understand when it is already too late. Sometimes people don't betray you loudly. They don't argue with you. They don't even show anger. Instead, they quietly observe you. They study you in silence. And the most dangerous part is this: they use your own silence, your own trust, and your own openness against you. I have seen people who talk very less in front of you, but remember everything you say, your fears, your mistakes, your weaknesses, even the things you said casually without thinking. At that time, you feel safe around them because they are not reacting, not judging, not interfering. But life has taught me something very important. Not everyone who listens to you is on your side. There was a time when I knew a man in a small business environment. He was extremely quiet, extremely polite, and always available to help. He never interrupted anyone. He never opposed anyone. He never even showed disagreement. People used to say, he is the most mature person in the group. But slowly, something strange started happening. Whenever someone shared a problem with him, that same problem later appeared in the wrong place. Private conversations started becoming public discussions. Internal matters slowly started leaking outside. At first, nobody suspected him because he was never involved in arguments. But later it became clear that he was not careless. He was collecting information, not by force, not by asking directly, but by simply being the person everyone trusted their words with. And that is where the real danger was. Because he never had to fight anyone. He only had to listen. And people themselves gave him everything he needed. This is what I have learned after a lifetime. Some people don't break your trust with actions. They break it with patience. They wait for the right moment. They gather enough understanding about you, and when they know your weakest point, they don't hesitate to use it. That is why not every quiet person is innocent, and not every friendly listener is safe. Sometimes the person who says the least understands the most, and sometimes the one who understands the most is not there to protect you. He is there to use you when the time is right. So always remember, your silence should be safe, not exposed. Your words should be careful, not free for everyone. Because in life, the biggest losses don't come from loud enemies, they come from people who were just listening all along.